Okay, super. Dann, Sonja, kannst du dich einmal vorstellen?
Ja, hallo zusammen, ich heiße Sonja und ich komme aus Indonesien, aber ich wohne in Hamburg.
Chicken.
Lissu, magst du mal die nächste vorlesen?
Ja, was machst du in dieser Situation? 1. Deine Freundin Martha schickt dir eine E-Mail. Sie will sich mit dir treffen. Du auch. Was machst du? So if you saw my last video, like my last video essay, I talked about how I wanted to pick up German again because I took German in college. Now, I took the placing exam to place myself in a level, and I got A2.1, but I decided to start off with A1.2 because although I got most of the pronunciations down and some of the grammar, I feel like it's always helpful for me to solidify my foundation just a little bit so I can move faster once I get into, like, say, A2.1 or something. Done with the class. Not the smoothest day ever. I feel like I was struggling a little bit with my tongue. I don't know why. Today is just weird. It's hot as balls outside, and it was storming earlier, and it was just like, today's just a whole shit show. But that's okay. We move on. Tomorrow's a new day, and tomorrow I have a lab presentation, so it's basically we have this roster of rotations. Every 2 weeks, 2 people will present on their progress, if you will. And it's a pretty big presentation because we are collaborating with another lab, and it's 2 labs coming together for this update. And so far, the project that I'm working on, I'm the only one working on that project. So I really gotta represent myself really well. So I'm probably just gonna spend the rest of the night going through my German notes and also preparing for the presentation. I have a buttload of data I need to process, and it's like not even funny. But that's okay. We move on. We take deep breaths and we white knuckle through, within reason, of course. Wish me luck again, and I'll see you maybe right before my presentation. We'll see. Peace.
Just fall. You'll be fine. Just let go. It's a bouncy house. Wait, they don't jump. I'm afraid. Just slide down. Grab the yellow part and slide. This is a wonderful video. What do you have to say to your fans?
I stop laughing.
Make some noise, y'all!
Hi, didn't see you there. Well, I totally see you because I set it up. Anyway, happy Saturday. This is the weekend before my whole wave of work begins. I made a latte and I have my French toast that I'm just about to be done. And I have my water, my YouTube video, I'm watching Shelby Church right now, and what was interesting and what I wanted to show you was, hold up. So this is the Northwestern orientation for my law program. What was interesting was that, okay, I realized I was just waving my hand around. So in addition to just the administrative orientation, they also have a law school-wide academic orientation. So what it is about is that it provides a pretty brief overview of the American law system, the legal and regulatory processes, the 3 branches of government, and just trying to lay a good foundation for you to be able to find where law roots and the issues you're looking at, what kind of law you can identify with your legal lens in the situation, and also just how this situation you're looking at, be it like for class or in your everyday life, in your work, how it fits to the overall structure of law. And so far, it's really interesting because I had never looked at any kind of issues that way, be it from like the big tech taking over the Bay Area or the world, or also the COVID restrictions, you know, the lockdown, the violation of rights, etc. I just never looked at it in a perspective of a lawyer, if you will, like thinking from a law scholar point of view. So this is just so fun and I'm so excited. But yeah, so this orientation, the whole thing probably takes about a week to complete, because you legit have assignments. They're not exactly graded, but you have to do them. And after that, we'll have an academic debrief session, and right after that, our classes start. I haven't looked at the syllabi yet, but I'm just trying not to stress myself out too much. So yeah, it's a very slow start to the day because it's almost 1 p.m. I woke up about an hour ago. Yesterday we went to the bouncy house, which you'll already have seen the footage of. Very nice. I'm a little bit sore with some nylon burns, but overall it was great. And this is also the first weekend in a very long time where I didn't have to go to lab. Like, I'm so grateful. Anyway, I look very disheveled right now, but you know, it's my house, my rules. Anyway, I'll talk to you in a little bit when anything else comes up. Bye.
MSL class. It is an orientation class, to be sure.
I am halfway through my academic orientation. Just ate. I don't know why my voice sounds like that. Sorry. I have my sample case brief here, a YouTube video there, and my actual case brief here. This is going to be my very first brief ever for law school, so this is kind of exciting. The case I'll be writing about would be the Kirsten Metals v. Metzner. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing the names right, but it's basically a company suing 2 of their former employees for establishing a competitive company and causing damages. And the opinion that I'll be writing on actually rejected the company's appeal for the lower court's decision that this case would be dismissed, and I will just be summarizing the case. You have the context, the case name, who are the parties involved, the date of the decision, yada yada yada, and you have the facts, so what happened to cause the lawsuit to actually happen. And the issue, which is the specific clause, if you will, of the law that the parties are trying to ask the judge or a panel of judges to decide. And then you have the holdings, which are the decisions that came from either the lower trial courts or the appellate courts or whatever court that took on the case. And right after that, you have the rules of law, like the actual law in question that needs the interpretation from the judges, the reasoning of why they made the decision that they did, and lastly, if there were any concurring or dissenting opinions, and then it was my own comments. So I'm very excited to work this out in this order, and damn, feel like an actual law student now. Even if I have to go back to the lab in like half an hour. Hello everyone. It's about 10 p.m. I am in my jammies. I'm here at the desk. Of course, YouTube video on one screen. I have James Hoffman and work in another screen. I'm editing the review. So just wanted to quickly update on my law school orientation. I officially completed all the assignments last night. Mostly it's just about the process of writing a brief, how you critically look at a case, how you comment on a case, and just thoughts about the case's application to the law in general. And I enjoyed it very much, but it was quite a lot of work. I must confess that I completely underestimated the amount of work required to pull this academic orientation off, and it was just the academic orientation. And just wanted to briefly talk about, or rant, if you will, about the balance between my 2 degrees, because this is not a very conventional choice that people make to pursue 2 degrees at the same time. I did come into this with an idealistic reason. I had a mentor who was a lawyer, and he gave me the thought of a future possible outside of my home country, and he helped me make it all the way here, and without him I would not be where I was today. And he was the one that first instilled in me that interest in law and like human nature, in a sense, how the human nature acts in regulations. And ever since he passed away very suddenly in 2016, it just has been kind of like that driver that I eventually will dive into the studies of law, even if not for me, but for him. And I did stumble upon this program, and that's when I knew that I had to take the chance, even if it was, you know, right in the height of my PhD. And now thinking back, I definitely think I would have been much better off had I taken more time to think about what diving into this degree means, for my time management, for my mental sanity, for my workload in general, for my PhD degree, which is the main thing that I should focus on, especially during this time when I'm trying to push out publications, when I'm trying to have more data collection for writing the papers. And so I just wanted to document this thought because I don't want to fall into the sunken cost fallacy again. I don't want to leave this even before I actually dove into this. But it is something that I'll have to tread very lightly. I will have to be very careful in my schedule planning and my time management, especially with all those different things going on in my life. I think it's going to be very interesting. And just a word of caution from me, maybe before you take on more things, think about the implications it will have on your current situation. Be very clear about what you can take or what you can't, and go from there. I definitely thought of myself in a way that's too idealistic, I'll just be like, I can do this, you know, I just need to cut a few hours of sleep or spend more time at work, everything will be fine. But judging from the amount of time I spend on my academic orientation now, it might be more complicated than that. And I, for one, I hate the idea of toxic positivity or like toxic productivity. Humans are not made to be productive all the time, and I'm not the only one that's been putting more things I could handle on my plate, and I don't want to be one to perpetrate that on my own platform. So I just wanted to document this, know that this is a down moment for me because I am now seeing the full picture a little better. But I am still excited to tackle this because this will be for sure 100% a growth opportunity for me. Just, you know, gotta push yourself every once in a while. But just please know that under normal circumstances, I probably shouldn't have done this. And, you know, there are more things to be focusing on. Nope. I can't even English anymore. God damn it. Point being, be careful about putting more things in your workload. And I don't stand for toxic productivity. And this is for me to be completely honest with myself. And I hope it could be of value to you if you're thinking about doing similar things. Not saying you shouldn't do it. If you do it, good for you. We're gonna be in the same boat. We can do this. But just be very mindful of the repercussions. So now, after saying all that, I don't even know if I had a point, honestly. But I'm gonna get back into editing my review. Maybe after this one is published, I will talk about the review process because I learned a whole lot. It was a very difficult process because you go very deep. But yeah, I got a full cup of tea. My mom recently mailed me some tea, and I'm just got a little, what do you call this? Thermos? Or like a plastic teapot, whatever. I got this plastic teapot and had some tea leaves in there. They came in the form of like little balls, and you just throw them into the reservoir thing, and then you add hot water and it'll just relax it, and it'll just start stretching out, and then all the tea leaves will come out, and then you'll have beautiful, beautiful tea. I'm gonna take this, be mindful of my situation, try to relax because, you know, you can't be stressed all the time, and just work on this review. It's very chill work at the moment because we're just revising based on reviewers' suggestions, but, you know, gotta get it done before I go on vacation for Labor Day, which is like the beginning of September. It's coming up soon. By the time you see this, I'll probably be already on vacation, but it is what it is. Just documenting this part of my journey, and yeah, at this point I'm just rambling, so. Hello. You might notice that I'm wearing a different pair of glasses today. My left eye is very irritated for no reason. It's not really red, but my body is just a wreck right now. I got pimples that I haven't gotten in like years, and I'm having a runny nose. Not COVID, don't worry about it. And it's just... Anyway, wanted to talk about my first law school classes yesterday. So we went through kind of like the Constitution, and the professor gave us a few hypotheticals to work on in groups, basically scenarios provided by the professor, and we're trying to find the specific clauses and provisions in the Constitution, and whether, according to those clauses, if the actions described in hypotheticals are constitutional, why and why not. And of course, it's not always cut and dry, you know, this is unconstitutional or this is constitutional. There are always more issues of contexts, and especially in the age of new technologies, the provisions can be interpreted in very drastically different ways, especially when it comes to, say, cell phone data, like your real-time location, when it comes to like privacy issues with the Fourth Amendment, and like I didn't know any of that, so it was really intense the whole time. My brain was just churning at like 10,000 rounds per minute, and it was just like insane. And that was a really great experience, because in science we're very accustomed to pinpointing a problem and devising a solution or an experiment that could best address the issue at hand. But in law, once you have the problem, you actually kind of have to also think about the loopholes that people could take to make sure that, you know, they get what they want in these specific situations, however illegal it might seem. And it just requires a different mindset. You have to cover more grounds, so to speak. And it is a very interesting shift for me, and I am excited to see how now cultivating both, how that would play out in my brain. Will that drive me crazy? We'll see. But just providing an update. I am very excited for what's to come. It's a lot more intense than I ever imagined, which may or may not be a bad thing, but can't wait to just tackle it and show everyone that I can do it. Well, mostly to show myself that I can do it and take it one day at a time. Lab is also kind of insane right now, so my life is just in shambles, but that's okay. Without challenges, life is just meaningless, and no regrets from now on. Have a great day. Baby? What are you doing? What? You have food? You have water? Where are you going?